everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Do you struggle to follow a conversation when lots of idioms start getting tossed around? Maybe you think idioms are only for social situations, so you avoid using them at work. Maybe you're too excited to use them, but you don't actually know what they mean, so you're the one who's causing the confusion. Either way, in this video, we are going to have a look at some common idioms that you can use to sound more natural when you're speaking to your colleagues. Remember, idioms are figurative expressions. So even if you know the meaning of each individual word, that does not guarantee that you understand the meaning of the whole phrase. Let's take the famous example, it's raining cats and dogs. This does not mean that cats and dogs are really falling from the clouds. I know quite a few languages use the expression, it's raining ropes instead. And I love learning the equivalent of idioms in other languages. So let me know how you would express the 10 idioms that we are going to look at today. Some of the idioms today you might already know. Before we dive in, tell me, have you heard of any of these? Throw in the towel, take the lead, jump the gun. Do you already use any of those? All right, I've got a little story for you about something that happened last month. As you listen, try and catch the 10 idioms. And as a bonus, what is their connection to sport? So, a new position opened up when Bob announced his retirement last month. Anna threw her hat in the ring right off the bat and thought she was the front runner. So she was completely blindsided when her boss told her she hadn't made the cut. Apparently, she gave the other candidates a run for their money, but Kyle had the upper hand as he'd been with the company for years. She's not going to throw in the towel just yet. She's going to take the lead on a new project that will look great on her CV for future positions. Anna just wishes she hadn't jumped the gun and told her friends about her new position. Okay, pause this video if you need to and see how many idioms you can catch. So, how many did you find? Did you find all 10 of them? Because I squeezed all 10 idioms that we're going to look at today into that one story. Now, we know that the theme today is sports, but can you tell what sports the idioms originated from? Some are a lot easier to match than others. All right, so we're going to have a look at them together. We'll talk about the meaning, the origin, and then we'll look at some examples so you can use these naturally. Let's go. Anna didn't really throw her hat in the ring. She expressed an interest in a challenge. So we use this when we are willing to enter a contest, such as be a candidate in an election, or in this case, in the competition to be promoted. Where do you think it comes from? So in the past, contestants would take off their hat and literally throw it in a boxing ring as a sign of a challenge. So now we're not talking about boxing, but we still use that same expression. So an interesting one that started out literally and now is used in lots of other situations. Right off the bat, to do something right off the bat. So Anna did not wait to apply for the position. She did it immediately. And what sport do you think this comes from? Whew. Baseball, right? So to do something right off the bat comes from baseball. As soon as you hit the ball, you run to first base. Don't wait. For example, some of my friends went traveling after they graduated from university, but I started working right off the bat. To be the front runner in a competition. Now, this is quite an easy one too, because it is from running. So the person who is in the lead expects to win. So, as an example, we'll find out which company won the bid next Tuesday. There are 5 of us in the running, but I think we're definitely the front runner. So we're saying that 5 companies are competing, so we are all in the running, and we are most likely to win the bid because we are the front runner. Very nice, and used very often in business as well. Now, if there are any fans of American football, then you might know that to be blindsided is when someone runs up and hits you on the side unexpectedly. So it's now commonly used to describe an unexpected and unpleasant surprise. So you wouldn't be blindsided by a birthday party because that's normally quite nice to have your friends throw you a surprise party. But maybe we could say, Tom planned a romantic proposal to ask his girlfriend to marry him, but she blindsided him by saying no. Ooh. Now, please note that we can actually use this in the active and in the passive. So, she blindsided Tom, or Tom was blindsided by his girlfriend's rejection. I was blindsided by my boss's announcement that my hours were going to be cut. So if my hours are cut, that means that they are reduced. But Anna was cut from the competition, meaning she's out of the process. Anna's boss cut her from the competition, so her boss removed her from the process. But our idiom to make the cut, this is actually a positive thing because it means you are going to progress to the next stage, the next round of the competition. So Kyle made the cut. Good for Kyle. Unfortunately, Anna didn't make the cut. Oh, maybe you'll make the cut next time, Anna. Now, I know this can be a little bit confusing, so make sure you pay attention to the whole context of what the story is, what the gossip is, and also people's tones of voice. So this actually comes from golf, where players have to get a certain score, otherwise they are cut from the competition. What about the next one? To give someone a run for their money. Any idea what this means and where it comes from? It actually doesn't come from humans running, but from horse racing. So if you bet on a horse and it didn't win, well, at least you enjoyed watching it run. So to give someone a run for their money, the horse was running for the money that you bet on it. You just didn't win anything. So nowadays we use this idiom to express that you are good in a competition and you're not going to make it easy for the other people to win. Unfortunately, you're not winning yourself. You're just making it more difficult for that winner. Although Anna didn't win the competition or get the promotion, at least she made it more challenging for Kyle. So she gave Kyle a run for his money. Don't forget to change that possessive adjective. Now, we can put idioms in different verb tenses. So, I gave them a run for their money. Or, you know what, I'm planning on entering that competition and I will give them a run for their money. To have the upper hand. Now, this was a little bit tricky because it's not technically from sports, well, not athletic sports. This actually comes from cards, a card game. So if you have the upper hand of cards, then it means you are in an advantageous position and you're probably going to win the game. So in this case, Kyle had the upper hand. He had an advantage over Anna. Extra time with the company gave Kyle the upper hand because he had extra experience and knowledge about how the company is run. Another example could be knowing French gave Bob the upper hand when the company was selecting people to head up the new offices in Paris. What about you? Have you ever had the upper hand at anything in life? How did you get that upper hand? What gave you that upper hand? Hopefully you're paying attention to those lovely collocations that I'm giving you. So although it is a fixed expression, there's a little bit of flexibility. So I have the upper hand because something gave me the upper hand. Now, to throw in the towel. This is another one that's actually from boxing. So you would throw in your hat to start the challenge, to indicate that you wanted to fight. And then when you're giving up, oh, that's when you throw in the towel to say, no, I'm done, no more. Bob dreamed of being self-employed and owning his own company. But after 3 failed attempts at setting up a business, he threw in the towel and decided to work for his dad. Now, Anna has not thrown in the towel. I mean, okay, this position, this promotion that she wanted, that's gone. But she's not giving up completely. She's got her sights set on future promotions. And in order to get the upper hand in those future promotions, she's decided to take the lead on different projects. So to take the lead, this is to be the first person in a race, to be the leader. So if you're going to be the leader, to take the lead on a project, then you're going to be the one in charge. And the last one, to jump the gun on something. So this is another idiom that comes from athletics. So you've got all the runners lined up at the start line, and the official signals the start of the race by shooting a gun. But if you start running before that gun is fired, then technically you're doing something too quickly. You're doing it faster than other people, before other people, but it's a negative because you're going to get disqualified from that race. You didn't follow the rules. So if you jump the gun on something, it probably means that there's going to be a negative consequence. Maybe you have not thought about all the possible scenarios, all the possible consequences of your action, and you're going to end up in trouble. So it's not a positive thing to jump the gun. You'll often hear people saying, don't jump the gun. I wish I hadn't jumped the gun. Ryan was so sure he was getting a big annual bonus that he jumped the gun and bought himself a new car. Then he didn't end up getting the bonus. He regrets it now. He shouldn't have jumped the gun. So let's go through all the idioms from today, and then I've got a quiz for you. Hopefully you've been paying attention. So Anna threw her hat in the ring. Anna voiced her interest right off the bat. Anna thought she was the front runner. Anna was completely blindsided. Anna didn't make the cut. Anna gave the other candidates a run for their money. Kyle had the upper hand. Anna is not going to throw in the towel just yet. Anna will take the lead on a new project. Anna jumped the gun by telling her friends already. Okay, let's look at these in a little quiz. Okay, I am going to describe 10 different situations, and for each one, I want you to think which idiom matches the best, which one makes the most logical sense. I'm going to give you all the answers at the end, so make sure you've got a piece of paper, something to write with, or a very good memory. Let's go. Number 1. Emma heard her boss was putting together a team of only 3 of the best lawyers in their firm to defend a hotshot client. She decided to tell her boss she was interested in taking on this challenge. Number 2. After several months of leading successful projects, John felt confident he was the top candidate for the upcoming promotion. Number 3. During the interview, Maria was surprised when the interviewer asked her a very specific question about budget allocation, which she hadn't prepared for. Number 4. Although Tom worked very hard on his project, his presentation wasn't selected for the conference. Number 5. Karen, Steve, and Alex were all experienced analysts, but their new manager immediately observed Alex's lack of time management skills. Number 6. Lucy's extensive experience gave her an advantage over the other candidates. Number 7. After several setbacks, David decided not to give up on his goal of starting his own business. Number 8. Janet signed a rental agreement on a new apartment before she received the official job offer. Number 9. The team captain took charge of a new training program to improve team performance. And the last one. During the tournament, Jake's team performed so well that they almost defeated the reigning champions. Okay, take a look at all of those. Pause the video if you need to. And what do you think the best idioms are to match to those situations? Okay, let's see if you agree with my idioms. So, Emma threw her hat in the ring by telling her boss that she was interested in being selected for this project. Number 2. John felt he was the front runner. It might not have been true, but he did feel that he was the best person, the top candidate. Number 3. Maria was completely blindsided by this surprise question that she hadn't prepared for. Number 4. Tom didn't make the cut, unfortunately. So he gave a good presentation, but it wasn't good enough for the conference, so he wasn't selected. Number 5. The new manager recognized Alex's weakness right off the bat. He did it immediately. Number 6. Lucy had the upper hand because of her experience. Number 7. David didn't throw in the towel. So although he had the setbacks, he kept on going. He didn't give up, so he did not throw in the towel. Number 8. Janet definitely jumped the gun on this one, and oh, I hope she can get out of that new rental agreement. Number 9. The team captain took the lead because he took a charge. So he took the lead. And the last one, Jake's team gave them a run for their money. So they didn't win, but they made it harder for the reigning champions to win. Whether you're a fan of sports or not, and trust me, I am most definitely not a fan of sports, these phrases are all very useful to help you express yourself more naturally. And understanding the meaning of them is going to help you better understand your colleagues, because they might sound like they are informal, colloquial phrases, but they're not. They are very commonly used in business situations. So how many did you already know? And how many do you feel comfortable using now? Why don't you write down a couple and give yourself the challenge that you're going to use those in the next few days? Try to work them into conversation. And also, I'm curious, are any of these idioms the same in your language? What do you say? Leave me a comment and let me know. As always, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you've liked this video, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, share it, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye, guys.